This morning on our Greetings from the Garden State segment, Mike Ham, I think we have gone the full gamut. We've done hot dog stands, we've done dive bars, we've done pole dancing, and
Yep.
now here we are with a guy who's won a bunch of Emmys and has a couple of Super Bowl rings to his credit as well. What's going on this week?
Yeah, so we're talking with Joe Scacciaferro from Ferro Productions, Ferro City, all the stuff that he does. But Joe's a really interesting guy and someone that I've kind of been shadowing to a degree, like on the business side, and just learning kind of how he's been an entrepreneur really his whole life and all the stuff that he's worked on. And like you mentioned, he's done production for the New York Giants, he's done Metallica concerts, he's done huge, events and award shows and all sorts of things. He worked with Ray Charles. Like there's so many layers to what he's done. And when I was talking to him, it was honestly like I was like, there's 10 different rabbit holes we can go down here. Like I don't even know which one to pick right now.
You mentioned working with Ray Charles. That kind of underscores what he did. He wrote a song that Ray Charles recorded. I mean, it wasn't like,
Yeah.
he just, yeah, just did some project with Ray Charles.
Yeah, so yeah, right. Just Ray Charles. No, but he was, I forget exactly the how he became friendly with Ray Charles, and wrote this song for his daughter who has special needs and had put it out to a bunch of other recording artists, seeing if they would be interested in recording this song and doing a music video for it. And he got a lot of no's or can't do it right now or whatever. And he was talking to Ray about it, and he was like, "Well, why didn't you ask me?" And he's like, "Well, not for nothing. You're Ray Charles, you know." So, and he told me, and I didn't realize this, that was the only music video that Ray Charles had done up to that point in his career. However whatever the way they recorded it and all that kind of stuff. So it was really interesting. And just kind of just like, but it's like you said, it's just a little piece of what Joe is all about.
And one of the things that this does is it really goes back to how Joe started as just a musician. Like a lot of us, you're in your mid-teens and you're learning how to play a guitar or a drum or a bass guitar or a brass instrument, whatever it may be. And I find it very interesting that he's taken what he started out with and has turned it into a career in a whole different area, working with
Yeah.
some of these artists.
Yeah, it's really kind of interesting to see like the path that it took. We actually recorded the episode at Triple S here in Bloomfield, which if you're familiar with Bloomfield is right next to the Nevada Diner. And Triple S, I can't remember the actual like what the S's stand for because it's something with synthesizers. So that when synthesizers became a thing, they were at the forefront of repairing synthesizers. And like no one else was doing that. People were like, it's not a real thing. It's gonna be a fad, whatever. But then you started fixing like musical equipment and all sorts of stuff. And that kind of got him in the building with a bunch of really interesting people and artists and all that kind of stuff. But it was really just kind of that DIY attitude, and just finding your foothold and then kind of taking it from there and saying yes to opportunities.
And how did he get the Super Bowl rings with the Giants? Because that's a really cool story.
Yeah, they were doing like basically like production work for the New York Giants where they would basically take like all the game film and then put it together kind of in like a recap mode. Or no, it was live to tape. That's what it was. It was like they would record the games and then they would broadcast the games. This is, when he first started doing Giants games, record the games live, then broadcast them out. So then they would kind of put together the whole production for the New York Giants games, and there you go, Super Bowl ring. It's quite crazy, like that how you can get connected to a team or an artist or whatever, and benefit from that. Like
And
it's just so wild to me.
And that's coming up this Tuesday on
Correct.
greetingsfromthegardenstate.com. We have to go back. We got to talk about Jersey Fest. How was it?
It was amazing, honestly. Like I was admittedly a little bit I'm not gonna say nervous because I don't get nervous, but I was just anxious. Like I wanted the day to get there, because it had been a lot of work up to that point. We did okay with pre-sale tickets, but we crushed it at the door. And we basically had a full room. The bands, the Hard Maybes, Christian Sparacho, and Dentist were all off the charts. So great, blew the doors off the room. Uh, Ruts Hut, Johnny Porkroll, the New Jersey Lottery. The New Jersey Lottery gave out $110 scratch offs
Wow.
to the first 100 people that showed up, which was awesome because they just came out with the It's a Jersey Thing scratch offs, which are all themed about Jersey stuff. Um, the Confections of a Rock Star dropped off like literally a box, as wide as my wingspan, filled with like cookies, brownies, Pop Tart bites, just for us to give away to the attendees of the event. The crowd was great. The beers were great. All our outside breweries that we brought in, the ones they already had behind the bar. The Wonder Bar team was amazing to
Yeah,
work with
they
the
are.
whole
They're
time.
great people
They were
there.
so great and so nice and just like helpful and down to earth and just like low key. It was honestly, this is our second Jersey Fest ever. First one, obviously, down there. And a great success and can't wait to do more.
So when you're involved and you're in the eye of the storm of that, and you as an athlete kind of, have experienced this before, you get yourself up for a big game, you're in the moment of it, and it takes a while before you look back and go, wow, yeah, we did that. How
Yeah.
long did it take for you to be able to, or maybe you haven't even done it yet, to sit back and go, yeah, yeah, we did that. It was really cool.
Yeah. I'm going to say this. The first one we did at White Eagle, I don't think I ever really fully took a second to really kind of see what the event was and how we did. And like I knew it was successful because everyone told me that it was successful and maybe they're just blowing smoke, whatever. But this one, I made it a point that I was going to take a moment, whatever time that was. My fiance was there. We had some friends there, and I just wanted to take a minute just to kind of like enjoy the show and like see when the Hard Maybes got up on stage. We probably at one point had our biggest crowd when they were on stage, and I was in the crowd and just kind of like mixing it up with everybody, and was just kind of like this wash over me, like wow, we pulled this off again, and it's really cool. And I've done a better job this time around, kind of taking a step back and being like, these are the things that worked really well for this, and appreciating what we did for Jersey for that event.
And now you get to plan another one all over
Yeah,
again.
exactly. Yeah.
You can
Yes.
check all of it out online at greetingsfromthegardenstate.com. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Jim.